Hey, everybody, welcome back. It is the Down and Dirty with Scott Mitchell here on YouTube. It's fun to say. And so excited to be here with you and to share this really with the world. Uh, um, for me, it's about getting down and dirty with sports. It's my take on it from a player who played professional football, someone who's been around sports pretty much my entire life. In fact, when I was born, my dad made sure I went home with a football. I've had a football in my hand my whole entire life. Of course, joining the show right now is none other than the zone coach, Jim Fannin, who has really coached around the world some of the greatest athletes, the greatest companies, the greatest people in all of sports. And he basically, when I met Jim several years ago, it's been like 20 years ago or more, he was the first person to actually explain to me what I experienced as an athlete. And we talk so much about how athletics and really life is 90% mental and 10% physical. And seem to spend all our time on the physical side of it and not enough on the mental. And so Jim is gracious enough to join us and get us all into the zone and living our best selves. Welcome to the show, Jim. How you doing?
Happy New Year, Scott. I'm glad I'm here, and I'm excited about your YouTube channel. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you, and happy New Year to you as well. So one of the things, we talked earlier, and you're like, yeah, I'm coaching a bunch of NBA guys right now, and it got me to thinking, um, like, so you coach baseball players, you coach managers, baseball managers, NFL guys, a lot of professional golfers. You coach tennis, all the different sports, basketball. When you coach a player in different sport, how much is it different when you're actually coaching? Like how do you approach an NBA player versus like a major league baseball player?
That's a great question. When I wake up, I do about 6,000 cell minutes a month, and it's very diverse. And I don't call my clients; they call me, and so they just come in. So
Hold on just a sec. You do 6,000 cell minutes. How
a month,
long? A
a month
month?
on my phone.
So you
I'm,
just
I'm,
live on your phone.
yeah. Without this, I'm out of business. I'm
Wow.
out of.
That's
So
crazy.
I'm
Okay, go on.
I'm one of the only coaches, according to a couple of consultants that we've retained, that I give my clients 24/7 access. So I will start getting early morning calls, 6, 7 from around the world from
Yeah.
different athletes, but also companies before a big investor meeting. I'll get a call and help the guy get into a mental zone state. I'll be talking to NBA guys before the game, after the game. The manager of the Red Sox, I'll talk to him before the game, after the game. I'll talk to some clients within seconds before they're actually going up to bat. I've seen the guy on
Really?
I've seen a guy
Wow.
on the phone while I'm watching the game, and he's calling me, and then my phone rings, and I'm like, oh snap, and I'll talk to him for 90 seconds, 2 minutes, and then he's leading off the inning. So I have a crazy, exciting, enjoyable life, and I have to be obviously positive. And so, let me answer your question direct. I help humans,
Yeah.
individuals, maximize their self-discipline, and that's the biggest challenge for most of us. Is are we prepared to adjust and adapt? We're not always, we're prepared, but maybe not prepared to swiftly adjust and adapt. That's one of the key things I help pro athletes and amateurs with. And then, do you evaluate with no emotion? Well, I suck is not an evaluation. When they say that, I hang up on a few. Call me back so we can non-emotionally evaluate, and then learn from it. And then it's my buzzword that I've been saying for a half century. Next move, next shot, next series, next putt. Keep things going forward. So my job is to help people increase their discipline, lengthen their concentration. Scott, when I got started, after about 30 years, I got started in the 70s. About 30 years in the 2000s, we as humans could hold our thoughts 14 seconds. It's now down to 6 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, thank you, TikTok.
Wow.
You get on TikTok and you're swiping, and an hour went by, and I've laughed a couple of times, but I'm glazed over. It's definitely changing everybody how we think. I'm with my granddaughter, 2 years old. She just turned 2 at the end of December. And I'm at their home, my daughter and son-in-law's home. And my granddaughter goes, Alexa, I want this at this volume. She's 2. Her first words are talking to Alexa. And I'm like, what is happening? So this AI and all that, the world is definitely changing. But I'll tell you what hasn't changed. If you don't manage your thoughts, then you're not going to be able to manage your results. So it's garbage in, garbage out. It's that simple. And my role is to put everybody on a mental diet. I'm not giving you stuff to do to add. I'm giving you stuff to do to subtract. Most people got 2,000 or 3,000 thoughts a day. I want you at 1,200. Well, what am I reducing? Every thought that doesn't serve you, your family well, or your team.
So
those thoughts got to go.
Yeah, and it's amazing what you do. It really is. And if anyone out there listening is interested, go to zonecoach.com. They'll do an evaluation, and it's a really cool process to kind of see where you are as far as being able to perform at your highest level. And one of the things that you talk about self-discipline and your thoughts. One of the things I've learned in my life, in athletics and just life in general, pretty much whatever I thought, I was right. And we have this powerful tool, our mind, greatest computer ever invented, and we just spend so little time taking care of it and really developing it, and it's almost exercising your brain to your greatest performance. And and I love this idea of next and next. And when I watch sports, when I commentate on sports, to me, that's the most fascinating part of it, is watching this ebb and flow of emotion or momentum that happens. And you can feel it leave the building when momentum shifts, and how it's so hard to get it back when you actually lose it.
You take a team like Seattle in the playoffs, and they're jacked up in Seattle. They've been jacked up for the whole 12 months with their Mariners, doing so well, and with Cal Raleigh there, the catcher, doing so well. And now here the Seahawks are doing well. But the key is, can a team be in a zone state? And that's what you're talking about. And every thought can be measured on a machine in the hospital called an encephalograph. So I can hook you up and that if it's like that you
don't want to hook me up, Jim.
That's not positive. So every thought, therefore, is an action, and we know in physics, for every action there's a reaction. So a team and their crowd can have this high expectation, this high vibe, and it is palpable. You can feel it. You can even watch it on TV and go, they're going to win. I can feel it. They're going to lose. You can see it unfold. And Scott, you're so experienced and such an excellent athlete. You can see it in real time, and he should be taking a timeout. He should be doing this, because it's palpable, this collective energy. But your family also has a score level. You have one, the family has one, and when all 5 of those, right behind me is 5 letters: self-discipline, concentration, optimism, relaxation, enjoyment. We all have these 5 markers. I discovered them in 1974, 1975. Thousands, tens of thousands of children have gone through this program. So it's got 50 years of analytics and experience. And right now, our country, our world is overthinking everything. We're in the past, we're in the future. boys, young men in the 15 to 29 age group, they're overthinking. They won't look you in the eye long enough to discern eye color. They'll look down or they'll look away. They stay on their computer games too long. They go into the past, and they haven't been trained to do one thing: be a world-class decision maker. And I think that's the main role for all of us parents. Your kid is only as good as what she or he's going to think when you're not there. Your child, someone you love and you raise them from birth, they're only as good as what they think when mom and dad aren't there. And if they look around and defer to the peer group, mom, you failed. Dad, you failed. I failed as a dad. If there's a line of cocaine on the table, my kid's 16, get your fanny up and leave. You're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Take your buddy with you. What if he doesn't go? You're going anyway. My kids were trained to do that, and most parents don't even want to talk about it. Well, I think we do need to talk about it, because my next door neighbor's dead from fentanyl. How did that happen? I loved her. She'd been in my house a million times. She was best friends with my daughter growing up. Goes off to Iowa, goes out and drinks, never wakes up again. Wow. Bad decision making, fatal decision making. And so that's my biggest concern right now, is helping young men, actually more than young women. They have a more maturity about it. My wife says we never catch up, and she might be right. She may be right, but we've got to.
Calling for men. Like we need to get this together. So you touched on a few things, and it's powerful stuff. And just so people out there can grasp this, Jim's been studying this, has been involved in this for I mean, really back in the 70s. It's like 50 years. It's been your life calling, and it's so powerful. But one of the things that I think is a real issue in our society today is this, like, when I was first introduced to you, and I was like, oh man, someone's explained what I experienced. But I think so often we're unaware if we're even doing it right. We're like, I don't know how I did that, and it's like, I must have done something right. I wish I knew what it was. And then you do something wrong, and you're like, how did I do? There's not this awareness. And this is what's so beautiful about what you do, is you just cut out all the BS, and you really get down to the things that are going to really impact your performance. And you, which I love, because it's not just about sports, and it is, it's so applicable in sports, but it's also about life, and which is way more important. But it's bringing awareness to yourself and understanding, I can monitor if I'm on the right path, or if I'm not, or if I need a little bit more of this or a little bit less of that, or, hey, you're right, you're right kind of where you need to be right now. And that's the beautiful thing. And I think that's the thing that everyone really misses, or so many people miss, is they don't know if they've done it or haven't. And it's so this bringing awareness to yourself is huge.
Everybody watching and listening, I'm on the phone with yours truly, Mr. Scott Mitchell, and he brings on the phone with him Herman Moore, his great wide receiver. And they had a conversation, and I'm watching this unfold, and they're talking how telepathically Scott's locked in and the play's going left. He looks to Herman, and he and Herman have a conversation that nobody knows has happened. It only took 3 seconds. Herman's just going to take off as fast as he can and head for the end zone. It's nothing fancy. It's not an out route. It's just take off and I'll get you the ball. And that's a play that's intuitive. And what I've learned, and you were so good at that, you and Herman, you were, like two peas in a pod psychologically. But can you be in that mindset with your spouse? Can you be locked in with your boss? Can you be locked in with your neighbors? Can you be in a zone state, not in a competitive sense, but can you be in that high zone state in everything you do. This is where super learning arrives. This is where super healing arrives. Scott, I had three, not one, not two, three bulging discs. Two of them I never knew I had. I don't even remember how I got them. They just said, I went in for one little disc. I couldn't walk. I fell. And they go, you got two more. When'd you do that? I go, I have no idea. Healing. They told me I had to be in bed for 2 weeks. They told me that I'm going to have to be convalescing and all that. I go, you don't know me. I'm out of here. And I walked out in a day with a cane, and in 7 days gave a speech to 500 people in Oak Brook, Illinois. It's all mental. Super healing, super learning, super performing. So being in a zone is not just for superstar athletes. I've cut my teeth on that. My reputation's on that. I get more joy helping a mom or helping a 3.5 tennis playing lady who's 50 who wants to win a national championship at her low level. What great joy. That gives me just as much joy as helping somebody win a Wimbledon title. So the zone is for all of us. And the other thing, when we think less, that's when the intuition that you were great at as a quarterback, when you lower your thoughts, it opens up psychic windows, intuitive, telepathy. It opens up a whole new world for you. And that's when the game slows down. But my role, I want your life to slow down. And I'm just going to end this little portion. I know I'm going to die. I know it's going to happen because no one has escaped it. Okay. But if we all have an expiration date, what's the rush? What is the hurry? Slow down, everybody. And why are we overthinking? Most overthinking really comes from some trauma you've had, possibly back in grade school,
Right.
preschool.
Yeah.
We overthink. I'm here to say, no, I want you to think less, not more, but think accurately and be the best friend that you can be to you. I got 2 billionaires that called me in one day and go, will you coach me? I wound up coaching both of them. And I go, I know who you are. I know your net worth. Why you need me?
Right.
You know, you got more money than everybody. Why you need me? He goes, I make a lot of money. I got a very successful business. I'm 45 pounds overweight. My wife and I don't sleep together. We're in different parts of the house. My daughter won't talk to me. She won't talk to me at all. My son tolerates me because he's on the dole. I pay him from the company. My life's in a shambles. Can you help me? And I'm sitting there going, 2 billionaires, same day, tell me the same thing?
Wow.
That's going on everywhere.
Yeah.
So, you know, my message to the world is think about what you think about, because it does impact not just you, but your family, your company, and everybody around you, even your neighbors, your neighborhood. And if we can control our thoughts individually and collectively from the mirror in our bathroom, when I look at myself in the mirror, good morning, Jim. You know, I've got a message on my mirror of my vision for 2026. That wakes me up. And when I go brush my teeth at night, that tucks me in bed at night. And that's how I start my day. That's how I end my day, framing it with positivity. But the goal is to reduce our thoughts.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, I love talk. I could talk about this forever. I just love this, and it's so good, and it's for everyone. You know. So again, I can't tell you enough. Jim Fannin, the zone coach, has been doing this for 50 years, and it's everyone. It's children, it's adults, it's billionaires, it's some of the biggest names in sports. Go check out zonecoach.com, and you can tap into this as well. But you know, as you're talking about some of this stuff, it's kind of clicking in my head some of the things that are going on in the sports world today. and you talk about overthinking or overreacting or making decisions. And I think about coaches, John Harbaugh, who has been an incredible coach for the Baltimore Ravens
18
for
years.
for whatever. They've decided that it's no longer his time. And you and so because one of the things I found through what you've discovered is you talked about how your thoughts have a physiological impact on your performance. Like if you're weighed down by your thoughts, you're tense. You talk about your jaw being tight, and if your jaw's tight, you can't function at your highest level. Your body doesn't move the right way, and that's why you throw a ball and it sails out of bounds, or goes into the dirt, or you can't shoot a free throw without clanging it off the front of the rim, or whatever. And so I think about these owners or even these coaches making decisions about players, and it's like, boy, if they really were armed with like the right mindset, they would have a better ability to really evaluate a coach in a situation and say, hey, wait a minute, I'm overreacting here, or and so I just got thinking about these coaches and owners and even players, and you look at Sam Darnold, and he was garbage in New York, and now all of a sudden, he's got his team as the number one seed
He's in
in
the MVP.
Seattle, and
He's at least in the conversation of MVP. He may
yeah.
not. Yeah.
So what do you say to these people? What you look at this, and is it how easily fixable is it? Because
Well,
I
let's
just get tired every year of like, okay, there's a whole list of coaches that are getting fired, and
let's talk about Harbaugh.
yeah,
The one thing, the man or the team with the most constants in a game of variables prevails, and those are routines. You came from the great Don Shula.
yeah,
You got many stories about his routine. On Tuesday we do this. On Wednesday we do this. No,
never changed.
we're not doing that. It's Wednesday. We're doing this. So the great coaches build their routines of pre-performance, performance adjustment, performance evaluation, learning, and then rinse and repeat. Harbaugh had a system to give him, because greatness is hitting a high standard over a long period of time. Well, Harbaugh hit a high standard. Look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, a high standard over a long period of time. But we're a society that says, I love your standard. I love that you're hitting all this all the time, but I need a win. I need a chip. I need a trophy. Otherwise, I got to get rid of you. And I think that's a mistake. A couple tweaks here and there, a couple of non-injuries, which would be nice. They could have won, but he's going to go to the Giants. He's going to go to Atlanta, and he's going to put in a system of routines that's going to help them hit a high standard over a long period of time. He is coveted. And if you look at McVay, and you look at the people now that are getting their teams in the playoffs, look at Ben Johnson. He came in with a set of routines, gets the Bears some constants. Because in Chicago, everything was a variable. And we panicked when we played Green Bay. Here we go again. Rodgers owns us, for a decade. It's all psychological. And these routines give people confidence. And here's what's cool about the great coach. Pick the routines up, put them on the bus, put them on the airplane, and you can take them to any venue in the world. It's the same routine. And routines give us confidence. But here's what I'm finding. I get to the arena, and I put on my right shoe, and then I put on my left shoe, and maybe I have a cup of coffee. I got my physical routines. I'm in the batting cage. I'm getting ready. I'm throwing the football, left-handed. Sorry, Scott. I'm throwing the ball.
Get it right, Jim.
I'm just putting the spin on it. I'm coming in and said, all those routines that you do technically and physically, fine. What are you thinking though? Yeah. Are you thinking in a negative way? Are you trying too much? TRY, too ruin yourself. The best in the world aren't trying. They look effortless. They make it look easy. Even Rodgers, love him, hate him, Hall of Famer, he makes it look easy. Easy. And that's what you did. You made quarterbacking look easy. You didn't try, you executed. And that's what I love about watching you perform and even talking to you about that. But here's what we all need. We need to get up positive, go to bed positive. We need to be mentally prepared before a sales presentation. All these routines, even making your bed in the morning, all of our athletes make the bed in the morning. We get on them. That starts your self-disciplined day. Yeah, but I'm going to come back and nobody's here. What's the big difference? I said, it's discipline. Yeah. It takes you 5 minutes. So I think discipline is the biggest hurdle for most people. Concentration is probably next, but right in the middle of the word score is optimism. Most of us have our belief expectancy fluctuate, especially when expectations don't meet reality. That's when our self-esteem drops. That's when our confidence drops. That's when our expectation drops. That's our job at Zone Coach Consulting. Again, you can check us out at zonecoach.com. That's what we do. And Scott, that assessment, there's a leadership assessment, an academic, there's a sport assessment for every sport. There's like 30 assessments. And take an assessment, and then you get a complimentary call with one of my top coaches who'll break it down, tell you what it is. So check it out. And if you're looking to be the best that you can be, that's all I've done for half century.
Well, I love it. Jim's going to, of course, he comes on the show every Thursday. So we're all going to get in the zone in our lives, in sports, and everything we do. And it's actually a fun thing. You start watching, you understand how players and people have their best performance, and it's kind of fun to watch. And you go, "Oh, see that guy? You look, his head's down," or you pick up all the signs of people that like that guy's not in the zone. So encourage everyone to get in the zone. Go check out zonecoach.com. Do your assessment. Let's have a bunch of zoniacs running around in the world. Thank you so much, Jim, for joining the show. As always, it's just a great conversation, and we got so much more when we return with the Down and Dirty with Scott Mitchell. We're going to talk a little Jerry Jones, and he has this insane goal that he's trying to accomplish. Jerry Jones is just insane in general, so it'll be fun to have a conversation with him when we return.
Happy New Year. Be in the zone, everybody.